Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix show. My name is Chris Wong. This is my trailer review for Joker. The Joker final trailer dropped today, and I'm finally getting to go look at that. Overall, I think this is a great trailer. It's a fantastic trailer. Actually, probably better, way better than the first one. I love how it like crescendos above it. But I want to try to go through the different aspects, different parts of the trailer to give you my thoughts on certain things. For I just want to say right now that all the compositions, the way this trailer is shot, the way it's formulated, composed on the screen, the colors are great. I mean, this is phenomenal. I barely know Todd Phillips and his work. I've only known him from like Hangouts and things like that. Wait, not the Hangout, the Hangover. And aside from those comedy films, I think he's not done anything like this. But maybe this was his actual talent. Like this is what he really wants to do. It's kind of like you're shoved into down a certain genre because of what you made before, and you don't really get a chance to shine. And I think maybe this is the movie where he gets to shine in this, and he gets to have an extraordinary actor like Joaquin Phoenix to be in the role. So obviously this is in a part. It kind of interesting how this plays out in the trailer, where he's interacting with his child, making faces and things like that, and then the mom tells him to to be quiet, cut that out, leave my son alone. This is where you kind of, I know he's the villain and he's going to be the villain, but this is where you can kind of just slowly get to know him, slowly get to, feel sorry for him and seeing him go through this motions, and, ultimately going through that, one bad day and stuff. This part, the laugh was amazing. Like his laugh, it just comes right out. And I think he's trying to channel some mentally ill people who laugh suddenly and then just drops it right in the next scene. He just drops that laugh right here, and it's creepy at the same time. You kind of feel that he is just mentally disturbed, or that he's putting on a face like he has so many problems and negativity that he just tries to, you show him physically just laugh it off, and you do notice a little bit of the what do you call that, the clown in the background, and that's where I'm like wondering, like we'll get to this a little bit more, of how much is he even involved with this clown rioting and stuff like that, or if he even started it at all. But I love this part where he talks to that, what is she, a social worker or something, or someone she was helping him out, and these scenes are we've seen in the first trailer, but how it's always about, he's talking about his thoughts are always negative. Like, you're asking me all these different questions, but literally my mind is always negative. He's already in a negative place like Gotham City. There is no going back, and she even lose sights of, she can't help him anymore. And so you start to see it's just a crescendo of all these things that are happening to him, all these back here where he's getting, he's trying to make a living, he gets beat up, this person can't help him, this mom is telling him to, stop messing with her kid. And so you see it in this trailer. It's going like almost through the plot per se, and then you see here, his mom is sick in bed, possibly dying, and then he finally has this little moment of, oh, there's a little bit of hope. I'm on TV, and Robert De Niro, who's I guess he plays a character Murray or something. He's a host on this TV show, and he thought this was his moment. He thought this was it. I'm finally getting some recognition or something for all my hard work as trying to be a comedian. And then Robert De Niro just just throws that away. And you can finally see this is the turn. This is where at least in the trailer, this is where he's like, it's done. I am done. I am done with this. And it goes, of course, this fall. It's October. Probably the best parts of the trailer when it comes where we get hints of the Joker, the clown phase. He's smiling. He getting into turning into the Joker. We do a hint of Zazzy Beats here, whether how she is involved, of course, his love interest, and I don't know if she is even, if I can get to if she is even a part of him descending into madness, or is she that like bright little light that keeps him from going there, and ultimately maybe something happens, or what she does to him could throw it over the edge. Who knows? Or she can be a saving grace, because we do know this is a one-off film. At least they're saying it's a standalone, so it could literally go from one direction to the next, and then ultimately he renews himself, or something happens towards the end. It's kind of like Taxi Driver, where it seems like he's Robert De Niro's character in Taxi Driver, where he's going into madness and turning into a villain, then ultimately becomes like a hero at the end, maybe accidentally, but a hero at the end. Of course, some people also say that there's a lot of this stuff. I haven't seen it, but apparently it really mimics King of Comedy. So I'm kind of debating on whether to see King of Comedy, because I don't want to. People are saying it seems the same, and if I watch that and they're really mimicking the plot lines there, then it's kind of spoiling you. So I'm not gonna watch that at all. I'm gonna watch this movie first, and then if I want to, I'll visit King of Comedy. But you see him here physically turning into Joker. Finally, you see him turning into Joker. He's dancing in the rain. Here, and also you see a clown face. Now this part, it gets interesting, because you see parts of this part where you see Zazzy Beats again, almost like she's remembering her. Maybe something does happen to her, and seeing this part, it says latest news on the murder. I'm like, murder of what? Is it the Thomas Wayne murder? Because we know Thomas Wayne is in here, and Martha Wayne murders, or is this just murders in general? There's a clown face for whatever reason, and I kind of wonder if that's him that did the murders first, or is he just getting in on the clown action, if you will? Or because you see this part here, and we've seen it in the teaser as well, where he gets beat up by a bunch of, where is it now? He gets beat up by a bunch of, this part. So he gets beat up by a bunch of guys, and maybe at this point he kills somebody, right? And runs away and tries to hide. But then people want to, use that kill as a kind of or use him as like a martyr, and as a symbol of something. And that's where he kind of, the people are getting into that. And a lot of people are picking up Joker masks to be part of, and I'm going to go forward here, be part of this clown rebellion of something towards the city, and so he's not necessarily creating these people yet. I mean, maybe he did from the first kill, but not as the Joker, right? And so I'm wondering if that's what's happening here, where all these clowns are coming up, or is that first kill, and so he decides to play into his, you know what? There are more people. There are people like me, even though he didn't actually do the deed as Joker, but out of that, and getting all these people on his side. Then he turns into the Joker later on. So it's not like he became Joker first, did crime, and then all these clown people follow him. He might have just accepted, or might have seen all these people that turning into the clowns because of his first kill as just a clown. Like he may have accidentally, caused manslaughter somewhere, right? There is a scene here where it kind of looks like he does actually murder someone, if I could just find it. But for the moment, I love the colors. I mean, I just love how it looks. And it's such a fresh, it's a breath of fresh air when after all this Marvel stuff, and even some of the happy DC stuff, right? Because this is such a standalone original film that they can go into without having to connect to anything, without having to match tones with anything. Although this is a darker tone, it's almost Christopher Nolan-ish in some sense. By the way, this is Thomas Wayne right here before he, whacks him. And you notice Thomas Wayne is in the suit and everything. It looks like this is some kind of bathroom, possibly where they're going to watch a certain movie. I may be getting ahead of myself as I'm trying to find that scene. Just look in this part. If you look in the trailer, he's killing somebody, or assaulting somebody. This might be his first kill. This might be when he actually kills somebody and becomes that symbol for society, or somebody for people who want to rebel against the cops or something, rebel against the city. Prior to him coming out as Joker and actually causing a lot of this mayhem. So here, he kind of becomes involved with people. So it's not like these are like his henchmen per se, or followers. It could be, I'm saying it could be, but I'm just feeling like these guys are already putting on the Joker masks, causing this as because of his first kill, and then he's just getting involved with it. He's just going through the motions with them. So he is kind of in the Joker already. You can see the white of face as he meets Zazzy Beats. So, okay, I guess she doesn't die prior to him becoming Joker, but possibly after. See that? That's the Excalibur. Excalibur poster, just like in Batman v Superman. So this is the theater. This is possibly where Thomas and Martha Wayne gets killed, possibly in this movie. Now, would they connect that to the Batman, or would they is this just as an homage? Because if they're gonna go through the motions of the Wayne's deaths, then they're kind of alluding to Batman. And would they want to go there rather than, because would that take away from just Joker? So I'm interested about that part. If they're just showing the parts, points of in the comic book that references to the Wayne's deaths, or they are going to actually show the Wayne deaths, because we know in the teaser we do see a young Bruce Wayne, at least we think so. We do see Thomas Wayne in here. He is someone in this movie, so that perks my interest. Now, I'm not trying to say that I'm gonna be totally hopeful that this turns into, this is the prequel to the Batman or anything like that. I'm just interested to know if they are gonna try to allude to that this story can continue, or this is it. This is all we're going to do, and we're not going to make anything else. And this is just like a hint of what this universe could expand to without actually expanding it. And so like the next Elseworlds or next Black Label movie will be totally something else completely different. So there's that. I like this scene as well, aside from, like I've been saying along, the colors and how they manage the color templates on this thing is amazing. amazing. It makes me feel like Todd Phillips wanted to make this film all along, but he just got stuck making hangover films. But this looks cool. This looks like he's going on to that show, especially after he tells Murray, or Robert De Niro's character, to call him, can you just call me Joker? So it kind of reminds me of in the Dark Knight Returns, where Joker goes on that show and kills everybody. Is he going to do that? Or are they going to do reference? Because it seems like they're pulling things from The Killing Joke. They're pulling things from the Dark Knight Returns. They're pulling things from here and there, and to make a Joker movie their own, almost an homage to Joker, to all types of Joker, and that's why it's all piling up and compiled into a one single Joker story. And I think that's kind of cool. I think that's different than actually trying to make something from a comic book, but it's like referencing different comic books, referencing also Martin Scorsese films, King of Comedy. Todd Phillips is kind of just making his own thing, but the heart of it is Joker. The heart of the film is Martin Scorsese films. The heart of it. So if you enjoyed those type of films, and if you enjoy the comic book villain Joker, then I think there's a lot to be had with this. There's a lot you can take from this, and also probably there's maybe a moral to the story as well. So there's different parts of this that makes it so interesting, and I think this trailer makes it much more compelling to me this time around, because the way it goes from beginning to the end of the trailer, crescendo, and then beginning with having the clowns release. I think Send Out the Clowns, it just makes so much sense, and it actually gets me really excited to see this film. Not into the level of like this is the next comic book superhero film, but I think this is the next great film, and maybe great film first, comic book film second, as opposed to being a comic book film first and a great film second. So I think I'm gonna enjoy this. For comic book fans who are like, they want to see a comic book movie, I feel this may, and I could be wrong, this may disappoint you. But if you're going to this film like this is a drama, a character study, and then with elements of comic book parts to it, I think you may enjoy this film. And I don't know, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm feeling like just the look of the film, just his acting abilities. It's Joaquin Phoenix after all, and just, I mean, I'm really intrigued and pretty excited to see this. So that's my thoughts on Joker, the final trailer. I wonder if you guys agree with me or not, or do you guys not see anything good at all with this film? Or are you seeing what I'm seeing and feeling what I'm feeling? The kind of the excitement for this film, not in the comic book way, but a more of a film that is going to kind of change the way we make comic book films, change the way we start these stories, and using references and things like that. I think, and also maybe even talk a little bit about mental illness. Not like we've never seen those films before, but we're utilizing comic book references to reach a different crowd. So it's a mix of crowd. Even though this is rated R, there's a lot of adults now who read comic books. Come on. But it's able to mix different genres into this film, and I think that makes this film, it could make this film, hopefully it's good. It looks good right now, but trailers could always look fantastic and the movie comes out not as good. But from what I'm seeing now, I think this is going to be a rather important piece for DC films, and it could actually bridge the way to making other films that don't have to be like Shazam, don't have to be like Aquaman. It could be it could ask the questions and that it needs to make. It could be more deeper, just like Batman v Superman. It could be more suspenseful. It could be more like noir. It could be different. It could bridge for the studio to actually go out and make other different films using DC comic books as a reference, and not be afraid to having to conform to a zeitgeist, like how Toby Emmerich was talking about Aquaman, where they have to conform to a zeitgeist. But I think this is a compelling piece, and I'm really excited for it. So that is it. That is it for my thoughts on Joker, the final trailer. It is actually trending, #1 trending right now, 5.7 million views. It might actually overtake the Star Wars D23 look, and that's pretty cool for a movie like this. And I'm seeing people are excited about it right now. That excites me. It's great to be on the positive side for DC. Of course, there's some people who are kind of, but I'd rather stay on the positive side. All right, guys. Well, that is it for tonight. I want to thank you for joining me on taking a look at the Joker final trailer. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you next time.